1 week to go.
How do we get here?
You're going to be on a plane. We're going to be flying to New Jersey. And we're going to stay overnight at Camp Crystal Lake.
What a journey. What a journey.
And I thought what we should do this week as a final preparation is to go through every single Friday the 13th film and rank them. Are you ready?
Let's do that. This is going to be tough, I think, because I've got my bottoms and I've got my top, and in the middle, I feel like is
Are you a bottom or a top?
it's quite wishy-washy.
Okay. So shall we start the negotiations?
Yes. What do you? Okay. Well, what's your bottom? Actually, this is really interesting. What do you think is the worst Friday the 13th movie?
For me, this is actually easy.
Okay.
It's Part 5, A New Beginning.
Ooh. Okay.
I think it has no redeemable features. I
No.
think it's gross and bad and disgusting. I actually feel more stupid having watched it.
Yeah. So Part 5, A New Beginning. Yeah.
It's the one that's directed by the porno director and
Yeah.
had like the really annoying mother and son. And it's not
Yeah.
even Jason. It's the copycat.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
makes no sense whatsoever.
The thing is, annoyingly, that storyline of it being a copycat Jason is good, but it's just not done well,
It makes no sense.
which makes it even worse. I had this second to last.
I know what you've probably got last.
What do you think I got last?
The remake.
Yeah, I got Friday the 13th remake as last.
It's more coherent than this.
Yeah, I suppose.
And I mean, you can flip a coin. I just think
no.
I think it's the other one. It's just like I think I said in the episode. So Jason, I think I said in the episode. I think that is what I think people think when you say you like slasher films or horror films. It's that. It's like borderline porn, but disgusting porn.
Yeah.
And you go, you like that? No, I don't like that.
That's the thing is like, yeah, I guess the way that I could do them as well is go, if someone made me watch another one again, which one would I go for? And I'd probably go watch the remake again instead of A New Beginning.
That's a different question. Do you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes you do watch crap.
But like, there's a difference between watching like The Room, which is like funny crap, whereas like A New Beginning. I think the only reason to watch A New Beginning again is to show it to someone and go, this is how bad it can be.
It's definitely a curiosity piece.
Yeah. Whereas Friday the 13th, yeah.
I don't think there's much between them.
There's really not. So I'm happy to
I feel like we've done them two together. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to take your lead.
Okay, I'm happy to put that there. So we're going to put that in number 12, and then we're going to put
The remake.
the remake
At 11.
in number 11. Yeah,
That's kind
I'm
of
super
sorted
happy with
itself
that.
out.
That's really
pretty
good.
well.
I like that. I like that a lot.
This is like the next section is like I have no idea what you've got. Do you know what I mean? For this, like until we get up to like the top 3 or 4,
Yeah.
this could go in any order for me.
Yeah, no, you're sort of right. So I put Jason Goes to Hell because I remember being bored as fuck watching that. Like, I remember finding that a slog. Have you put it higher?
Maybe.
I like that though.
I just think it's so bizarre
Yeah.
because the fact that like I'm not having my cake and eat it because it's
Yeah.
still a Jason film, but the fact that like Sam Raimi's Necronomicon is in it,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
it's so
Yeah,
bizarre.
that is funny.
Like the fact they're trying to kill him with this like ancient dagger.
Yeah.
just like it's so bonkers. Like I haven't got it much higher, so I've actually put Freddy versus Jason.
Have you?
Yeah, I just didn't really enjoy watching it at all.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
So the interesting point here for us to discuss
Yeah.
is whether it's either these two
Yeah.
or we come up with something
Something
together.
else. Yeah.
Um,
No, that's interesting because I definitely would have put Freddy versus Jason higher just because it's got Freddy in it.
yeah, there's 3 here that, to be honest, I could reshuffle.
What's your reshuffles? What could you reshuffle?
Like not much higher than this. I've got Manhattan.
Ooh. I've got Manhattan quite high.
Have you?
Yeah.
Right. It's all bets off.
I like the boat.
You can't say, I like the boat.
I like the boat stuff.
I'll take you on a boat next week, okay?
I like the boat. Yeah, take me on a boat. I like the boat stuff. I like the boat stuff in that. That's interesting you got Freddy vs. Jason so low, though, because you love Freddy.
Oh, you love Freddy?
Yeah.
I do, but I think just watching it again, I just thought it was really crass.
Yeah, it's incredibly crass.
And it's not as fun as you think that idea is going to be.
No. I do think we need to put...
And I think it does weird stuff to Jason lore, where the being scared of water thing really irritates me.
Yeah. I think it does need to...
What if you've got Jason X?
Next, basically.
All right, okay.
So
So we could settle and put Jason X there. Do you know what I mean? Like almost like a compromise, because we've both got a consensus on that being low.
Where will we?
It depends whether you want to champion anything to go higher.
Well, I do. I like to see Freddy versus Jason breaking the top 10.
I'm okay with that.
Because like I put Freddy versus Jason in at number 9.
Okay.
But then put Jason X down at number 10.
Are you happy with Jason Goes to Hell being that high?
I'm
happy to put. I'm happy to be Freddy versus Jason above Jason Goes to Hell if you want.
No, because I think because like the more, to be fair, that bonkers character
Jason Goes to Hell,
like
with
the dagger,
the sexy mustache shaving.
Yeah,
that is the homoerotic scene where he shaves off a man's mustache.
Essentially, Jaws bit where he's like, "I'll kill him.
I'll kill him for some money."
Yeah. Yeah, no, let's okay.
Wait, I'm gonna have to Google what that character's name is, because I remember it being.
It is wild, but I think this is a good compromise here, right? I think Jason X, like Friday the 13th Part 10 in at number 10. I think that's good.
Okay,
right.
Well, should we just say a little something on that?
Yeah,
Jason X.
Yeah, because
it is. I think that's another thing, because I saw when the video went out for that episode, some people really loved it.
Yeah.
And because I think we were more down on it than people expected us to be.
Yeah.
Because they were like, it's Jason. Like, the pitch in it is great.
Yeah.
Like, Jason in space is a funny pitch.
Yeah.
I think quite a lot of that film is too silly for me.
But it's more fun. I'm just thinking now. It's more
I know
fun.
What you're thinking when her nipples fall off.
It's more fun than Freddy versus Jason. So actually,
it is actually more fun than that.
Actually, does it go higher? Does it go into number 9 and then Freddy versus Jason? Then
I think it should be above Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah,
it is more of a laugh.
It is strange, like, but also what you got to remember is that we're rewatching these, and that's why I remember, like, when we were talking about Freddy versus Jason, like on the Freddy versus Jason episode. I remember Freddy vs. Jason being such a good laugh, but then that's probably because I was watching it in 2004. Yeah. So I was watching it at university, drunk. Probably we were probably coming home and like watching Freddy vs. Jason and being like, "Yeah, this is really good fun." Because you're not actually watching it, then, are you? You're not actually taking anything in. You're just You just like so. Yeah, but yeah, no. I think this is good. So I think, and then we would go.
So what are we saying?
Yeah, because Jason X, like, it is what it does is it goes Jason in space, and it goes for it, and it goes Jason is in space,
and he kills about 5,000 people.
Exactly, yeah. Like it's not good, but you've like for taking a swing, you've got to go.
Also, I do like the holodeck sequence.
Yes.
Where it's Camp Crystal Lake and the incredibly nubile women.
Yeah.
That the computer simulates for him.
David Cronenberg showing up as well.
I should put it at number 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we're saying is New Beginning, Friday remake.
Yeah.
Then what we're saying 10.
I think Freddy vs. Jason.
Freddy vs. Jason.
And I think.
And then Goes to Hell? Or Jason X?
I think Jason X. Then Goes to Hell.
Creighton Duke.
Yeah, Creighton Duke, that's it, yeah. Then Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, in at number 8.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
That's just like sorted itself out very quickly.
It has.
So what you got next?
What have I got next? Part 3.
Interesting. Interesting. I don't. I've got Jason Goes to Manhattan. I've put, is it good? No. Is it funny? Yes.
Jason Goes to Manhattan.
Manhattan's got. He's got it. You know what's hard about this ranking?
Yeah.
Because we're kind of proceeding like you would do any film ranking. We're talking about quality.
Yeah.
I think we actually should introduce the rubric of is it a laugh?
Is it a laugh?
Because then I think that's easier to sort these than is it good? Because in many ways, Manhattan is a bad film.
Yeah.
But it has some ridiculously bonkers thing where like toxic waste cleanses Jason and returns him to a normal child.
Yes. That is.
It also has a man's head being punched off.
Yeah. The fighting bit.
Which is a laugh.
That is a laugh.
That was meant to take place in Madison Square Garden.
Which is wild.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, if we're going to view it with is it a laugh?
Yeah.
I think that's... Manhattan goes higher for me. But
Manhattan definitely goes higher.
But I think 3 is a laugh. All the 3D stuff.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
He's got eyeballs popping out. And he gets the mask.
Well, then, I think...
If we're going, like, is it a laugh? I feel like New Blood isn't a laugh.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, we'll put New Blood next then. Because New Blood is not a laugh at all.
It has interesting ideas in it. Like, it makes her very powerful and basically an X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men.
But, yeah, no, I think that's what happens.
And it was a load of, like... I don't really like when Jason gets his mask off in that.
No.
And he's
just like a full-on monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're doing is it a laugh? But then if we're doing that, I think that goes even lower.
No, maybe, yeah. Because I think maybe you could, like...
Jason X is more of a laugh.
Yeah.
Manhattan is more of a laugh.
I think maybe New Blood would then go... We could shift not everything up, but I think we could definitely shift Freddy vs. Jason, Jason X, and Jason Goes to Hell all up one. So then New Blood goes in at number 10.
Not against it.
I like that.
I think a lot of other lists online put that much higher. So let's go. Let's go against the grain.
Why? Cool. So now we've got number 12, New Beginning. Number 11, Remake. Number 10, New Blood. Number 9, Freddy vs. Jason. Number 8, Jason X. Number 7, Jason Goes to Hell. Cool.
And then are we saying Manhattan? Oh no, you've got 3.
Yeah, I had 3 there, but then 3 for the 3D. If we'd now talk,
I think if we're doing laugh, I'd put Manhattan above 3.
Yeah,
so I will agree with you.
Yeah,
but I think 3. Some people are quite down on, but like I think just there's loads of really fun stuff in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the biker gang. Like just I love all like throwing the wallet in 3D. Yeah, the snake.
Also, just sounded like it was a pain in the ass to make because they wanted to make it 3D as well.
The harpoon gun.
Like, yeah, I think like I would put 3 and then I'll put Manhattan just because of how stupid Manhattan is.
And also, I love a broken film.
Yeah, absolutely.
A film that is you watch and go, why did they make these decisions? And you read about it and going, it's amazing that it even got made. Or like came together at the end.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. I like that.
Okay, so where did they two go in relation to each other?
So then part 3 went in at number 6.
Okay.
And part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, went at number 5.
Okay.
So then we've got top 4 now. Ooh, this is hard.
Right. Okay. So
what would you put next?
I'd probably put the original.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
I think the original. Because, like, is it as fun without Jason? It's an interesting film.
Yeah.
It's not...
It's a good film.
I think for me, it's like a toying cost between that and part 2.
I would put part 2 there. I maybe put part 1 higher. Because I do like part 2, but I think...
The mystery element, the reveal is good in 1.
Yeah. And I think...
Part 2 is like...
finding its feet.
It is, and it's having to like launch the concept of Jason being the killer, and I think favorably of 2 because I really like Ginny.
Yeah. And
I really like the campfire scene where you essentially established Jason lore.
Yeah, definitely.
I like her pretending to be Pam at the end.
Yeah.
Some core elements being laid down there. So I'm happy for 2 to go there.
Yeah. So we're going to put 2 there.
And we've got Bag Jason in that.
Yeah.
And then when you see him at the end, he like looks like a mountain man.
Yeah.
He's like with his bedraggled hair.
So we're going to put part 2 there, and then part... Oh, this is going to be interesting for 2 and 1 then. And then the original Friday the 13th in at number 3.
Yeah.
So then we have 2 left.
And we're talking about the part 4.
Part 4.
The final chapter.
Yeah.
Where little Tommy Jarvis wins.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Jason Lives, which is the restoration of Jason post
the
monstrosity that is A New Beginning.
So when I set out to on this podcast journey with you, part 6 was my favorite, and it was untouchable. But as we've done this more and more, I do think it is still top. But I think final chapter gets very, very close to it.
Is it because of the twins?
Because of the twins, yeah.
And Crispin Glover's dancing,
which is unbelievable. That film is unbelievable. That film is so good.
Yeah, I think they are the 2 high points of the series.
Yeah,
I think final chapter. Well, also introducing more lore in the form of Tommy Jarvis. You've got like a proper, even though he was on the cusp of breaking through, an actual star in that film.
Yeah. I think like part 6 maybe just edges it for me because it does a lot more. It realizes, oh, he needs to kill more people here. So we have these like set pieces with like the paintballing team and all that weird little bit that are not connected to the story at all. They were just like, we just need some fodder. We need some fodder for Jason so we can do some really funny things. So
also, I think it's the best looking of the films.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's got the best production design. It's got one of the best looking Jasons. His resurrection scene at the beginning where they go basically like Frankenstein, where they go grave digging.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of like, you've actually brought him back to life.
Yeah.
Even though you were trying to kill him off, Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, that's... I think...
It's very close, though.
It's very close. Final chapter is a really, really good laugh. I think it's a huge thing to then go, we're going to stick a kid in this. Like, and like it's...
I mean, that's the thing. Tommy completely overshadows his sister Trish.
Yeah.
Whereas in Jason Lives, you've almost got like Tommy and Megan being like a double act.
Yes.
And I love like, it almost feels more like an adventure film.
Yeah.
Where they're like trying to track him down rather than just being picked off.
Yes.
So the dynamic of that film is a little bit different in scope than a lot of the other ones where it's just Jason whittling people down and they don't really know what's going on. You've got a character that is like a custodian of knowledge.
Yeah.
And I've got a plan to get this guy. Because we see all the occult books he's got. And they actually kind of vanquish him almost more like a traditional monster.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, this seems like more of a point to it. This seems like...
It's the most coherent of all the films.
It's the most coherent. It's definitely, I would say, if you went back and looked at them, it's definitely the one that they put the most effort into before shooting. Because it feels like everything is there and ready to go. It's like, it's not a mess. It's not, why did they do that?
Tom McLaughlin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Writer-director as well. It's just like, it does feel like it has like a point to it.
So we're going to say...
So we're doing final chapter 2?
Final chapter in number 2, and then part 6, Jason Lives in number 1. So let's do a little rundown. So in at number 12, Friday 13th, A New Beginning. In at number 11, Friday 13th, the remake. Number 10, Friday 13th, part 7, The New Blood. Number 9, breaking the top 10, Freddy vs. Jason. Above that, didn't see this come in, Jason X. In number 8. Number 7, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. Number 6, Friday 13th, part 3. Number 5, top 5 now, Friday 13th, part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Number 4, Friday 13th, part 2. Number 3, the original Friday 13th. Number 2, Friday 13th, the final chapter. And number 1, Friday 13th, part 6, Jason Lives.
Doing a top 10 list with that many numbers, it's really confusing.
Yeah, it's really confusing. Yeah.
We'll post a list somewhere.
That's why the ones where they were in official ones, so they were like, I'll take the numbers off. It actually really helps that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also going like, Jason X, number 8. What? No, okay, fine. Love that. I think that's really good. Well, shall we talk about, because I mean, we've spent weeks talking about this now, about people being killed. Should we talk about what's the best kill in all of Friday the 13th?
Some great ones. I really like Jason crushing Rick's head in part 3 and his eyeball popping out.
I have that. That's fantastic.
I have it.
I have that.
Good.
That's a really, really good one. I think like of the 3D kills, that's probably the best kill because they've gone...
I like the harpoon gun.
Yeah, harpoon gun is really good.
It's the first time you see the mask as well. And
yeah. But I think with that, it's like, oh, that's a bit of ingenuity there. It's not just shooting something at the screen. It's like, we're going to have something pop out.
Every single time you can see the string.
Yeah. I like that. I think that's really good. So
I've also already...
part 3.
I've already alluded to it.
Pop.
Jason punching Julius's head off.
In Manhattan. Yeah.
I think another famous one, and it is good, is the Adrian liquid nitrogen kill in Jason X.
I've got that. I think it's brilliant. Yeah.
I've also got a controversial one.
The snake in the original. the only real death in all of the fifth series.
Alice cutting Pam's head off.
I've got that.
Not even Jason. Can we be that controversial?
Yeah.
Have you seen RKG's new controversial podcast? Oh God, what is it?
Yeah.
They've actually given the best kill in the Friday 13th series to Alice.
So I've got that one. I've got the liquid nitrogen one. I got part 2, Vicky, which is the girl who basically Jason does a little switcheroo on her in bed. She goes out and then she thinks it's her partner in bed, and then Jason lifts up and it's fucking Jason in bed, because it's like, ooh, it's a little bit like
a bit sexy,
a bit silly from him, which I think is really I like that one, because it's just like showing Jason doing something that we've not seen him do before, muck about. So I don't mind that. I like that one a lot. I also really like.
What are we doing with kills? Is it a laugh?
Is it a laugh? Well, iPop gets it for that, doesn't it? Part 6 as well. Sheriff Mike gets bent in half.
A lot of bending in half.
A lot of bending
in
in
Freddy
half.
versus Jason.
Yeah. Like a lot of bending in half. I like a bend in half.
You think he has brainstorms?
Yeah.
It's like, what have I not done?
Well, yeah, because we talked about that before, wasn't it? Because like
they will do that with like sequels, because you don't want to accidentally retread ground.
Because otherwise, if he just cared about killing people, he's just
you get a gun,
get a machete, get a gun, just kill them all on the machete, yeah, get a gun. Can you imagine that?
It's like maybe.
Ooh, so I think then maybe it becomes down to the head.
We want it to be meaningful, right? As well.
Yes. So meaningful then.
Tommy Jarvis killing Jason.
Yeah,
that's another one. I do like Alice cutting Pam's head clean off.
Yeah, I do like that. And
also that is the origin for like everything. Well, the Jason stuff.
Yeah, I guess like,
or let's not do an eyeball popping out.
Yeah, let's not do the. I mean, like, I think a lot of lists would say Kevin Bacon, but let's not do that, because that is a good one. But I think
that how much it is technically a great special effect.
Yeah.
But also, I think it being Kevin Bacon adds a bit.
Yes, it does. Yeah. But we don't want to give it to that. I think like the Jason X liquid nitrogen thing is very, very funny, and meaningful. So, but I think maybe Pam's head
would be a good controversial choice, because it's not Jason.
Yeah, or
so you're giving the best kill to a final girl.
Yeah. For me, it would come down to,
and that will annoy him.
Pam's beheading, the part 3 eye pop, or the part 8 Jason Take Manhattan head punch. That's the 3.
I'd be happy with any of them.
But I think as a meaningful, if we're going for meaningful,
her head becomes a plot point.
Yeah. And we see that a lot.
Yeah. And it's in some, in some versions of the lore and some interpretations, it's seeing Pam die is what spurs Jason on. That's what they say in the remake as well. Like, it's so core to the lore that it's not as frippery as, like, I don't know, a liquid nitrogen death in space in the future.
I think machete to my head, if I had Jason standing here now, I'd be like, mate, it's the part 3 eye pop, obviously. Take the machete down. Well done. You're a legend. But I think if we want to, it looks fucking spectacular. Like an old woman's head being sliced off with a machete.
Well done.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
We could give that best kill, and if you want, you could give an additional award to funniest kill.
Funniest kill. No, I'm just happy going best kill.
Okay, best kill.
I think let's not call out this look. Let's weather the storm of comments. Best kill is Alice beheading Pam in the original Friday the 13th, because it's brilliant.
Done.
And I think we're going to get to stand like essentially where that happened as well.
And reenact it.
Yeah, with if anyone is annoying us on the tour or something like that. Yeah, are we allowed to? No, we're not allowed to take machetes.
No, they have said do not bring a machete. They will be provided.
Okay, fine. Well, I mean, like, so the next thing we want to talk about is best survivor. So for me, this leads really interesting in, because my best survivor is Alice. I think it doesn't get better really for me. And I feel like she doesn't, one of our things that we've said is like make an impact. She makes an impact.
A massive impact.
Massive impact.
Oh, she won best kill.
Yeah. So
other contenders, I
Yeah.
would say I would put Tommy Jarvis.
Oh, yeah,
but I
absolutely,
think
yeah.
what happens in A New Beginning kind of completely undercuts his suitability.
yeah,
It's whether we consider that canon Tommy or whatever.
Yeah.
But he, like, let's face it, he absolutely destroys Jason.
yeah, no, he's
but
good.
may then become inhabited by an aspect of Jason, which is
Yeah.
isn't ideal.
Yeah.
Ginny in part 2.
Ginny.
Because Ginny,
Yeah.
because like when she goes to Jason's shack,
Yeah.
we talk about what you want in a survivor.
Yeah.
Resourceful.
Yeah.
We know from the scene in the bar, she has the best grasp on understanding the psychology of Jason.
Yeah.
She thinks very quickly on her feet and puts on the jumper, the manky old jumper.
Yeah.
And perfects a Pam impression of someone she's never met.
Yeah. I think to make that leap and get there, she gets some points there, isn't she?
The only thing that undercuts Ginny.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. I think Ginny. I'm happy with Alice or Ginny.
Yeah. I'm happy with Alice or Ginny. I think I would maybe say Ginny because she's a bit more confident, and also
She kicks him in the balls.
kicks me in the balls. Because Alice, while she does behead Pam under duress, she is losing it. Like, she is absolutely hysterical. Whereas Ginny, I feel like to work that out in the moment, oh my God, this guy's obsessed with his mom. I'm going to pretend to be his mom. Like, to work that out in the moment and to, like, model your hair on a beheaded woman's...
What voice you going for?
Like, I think...
It's a good job she did the voice. Jason was like, my mum's actually French.
Yeah. yeah. I
Also, like, Alice is kind of one best kill.
yes, yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
that's how words work. I'm sorry.
Yes, no, that is true actually. Yeah, I like Ginny.
I don't think anyone could begrudge Ginny getting that award.
No. Awesome. Yeah, I'm up for that.
Well done,
I'm up for
Ginny.
that a lot. Well done, Ginny. Okay, cool, very good. So we've got best kill, Alice beheading Pam in the original Friday the 13th, and then best survivor, Ginny.
Solid choices, I think.
Very good. Okay, so best Jason. Now this is in Jason X.
Yeah.
When he's
Uber Jason.
Uber Jason in
Yeah.
Jason X.
No,
That
boss.
is funny.
Right, job done.
Yeah, that is funny.
So I think there's a few different criteria to
Yeah.
consider for this award. Is one, performance,
Yes.
and two, maybe look and design, presentation. Because we've watched them all now. We've obviously got Jason being a supporting character in the original film and just making an appearance at the end.
Yeah.
You got Bag Jason, and then you've got like this refinement of a look and a performance over time.
Yeah.
And we've seen him become basically genuinely supernatural,
Yes.
and then a reanimate corpse, and then look like basically jerky,
Yeah.
and then be like bedraggled and dead, and then basically a robot.
Yeah.
So quite a big journey he's gone on as a character, and it's just trying to zero in. What do you think of what is the best encapsulation of what Jason can be?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because
It can't be Bag Jason.
it can't be Bag Jason.
It's got to be a Jason with a hockey mask,
Yeah.
I think.
I think just from size, confidence, movement, clothes, it feels a bit of a cop out, but it is part 6. Jason Lives for me. Like,
Yeah.
because I feel like whenever we talked about it when we did the Jason Lives podcast, episode where it was like, when you think of Jason, that's what is in my mind, and I would feel like that's in what's most people's
I
mind.
think it's the costume. I think it's also him coming back from the dead.
yeah.
Whereas in the early, for instance, I think he's good in part 3.
Yeah.
When he gets the hockey mask for the
Oh, I
first
love that,
time.
yeah.
I like when he's like scuttling about, running between
Yeah.
locations. I like what he's wearing. Lovely jacket, like an
Yeah.
olive green, like an army green. But 6 is, I think, if you're going to design an action figure, that's the one you want,
Yes.
which is my criteria for this award. But you're
Yeah.
like, well, it's Jason, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he's
yeah.
come back from the dead, which I think increasingly becomes a core aspect of the character.
Yeah. Weirdly, the action figure that I had when I was a kid was Jason Goes to Hell. Because
What?
like, yeah, it was like, you know, like McFarlane did those, like they did like a
I hate
load
the
of
look of that
them.
one at the beginning of that film.
Yeah, but they did. It was a cool range where you had the Jason, and then you had this weird sort of frame and then the poster for the movie
Yeah,
was
I
in
remember
it,
those,
and it was like
yeah.
a goldish brown like frame that would sit behind Jason.
Yeah, I
so then you could
remember
like display it
Was it-
out.
is
But it
that-
was weirdly Jason Goes to Hell is the one.
Is it the one right at the beginning of the film where like the FBI like shoot him down,
Yeah, I think so.
which is a weird thing in that film,
No, it's wild. Yeah,
and they turn him
Um,
into like mulch.
But I think, yeah, you're right. I think if you thought of Jason at any point, it would
That's
be
really
part
what I think you have
6.
in mind, like the costume, the mask, like you say, with
Yeah.
machete in hand.
But also go back to what we were saying before, is like part 6 generally feels like the one where they thought the most about it.
Yeah.
And about they thought, what is going on here? How is he going to look? What's he going to do? What are other people going to do? And I feel like that's why it's top. That's why it's top. And that's why he's got to be the best Jason.
CJ
really, isn't
Graham
it?
playing him.
CJ Graham, not even Kane Hodder. That's going to be controversial.
It's the most controversial podcast we've ever put out,
But yeah, I know. The
which
thing
is good.
The thing is though, like with it, like Kane Hodder's great, like, but I'm not married to any of those performances. It's a man in a mask.
I think that's the thing. Unlike when we did this for Halloween, where I
Yeah.
think we like Nick Castle is like there's something different about that performance.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is more determined by quality of film and
Yeah.
how he's shot and presented.
I kind of felt the same. It's a slight tangent, but I kind of felt the same when I was watching like that Boba Fett TV series, because it was like, everyone was like losing their fucking minds, going, "Oh yes, the original Boba Fett come back from," and then like, well, not the original one, Jason Bullock, whatever his name is, Jeremy Bullock, but the guy who was in the prequels.
Yeah. His clone.
And everyone was like losing their minds about it, being like, "Hey, he's back." It's like, great that he's back. Is he a good actor? No, he's not. Should we just get somebody who's a really good actor in, rather than just a little bit of fan service going, "The original guy's coming back"? Did you care about him?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's like you get Jeremy. It's like he was just a bloke.
Yeah.
He was just there.
I honestly, I have a theory about it. It's basically what that guy's been doing since the prequels is just going to comic conventions. I bet, and all pulps on, and like, I'm sure he is a really lovely person. I reckon he's just cultivated all these friends
yeah.
on the Comic Con circuit. They're like, so everyone is like, "Oh, he signed my fucking, I don't know, helmet.
My slave one.
Yeah, he signed my Lego Slave 1, so he must be really good. And therefore, he must be in the Disney Plus show." But
Like, watch 8 episodes and going, oh dear God.
yeah, should have been an actor, and I feel the same thing with the Jasons, really. Like, unless they would do, that's the thing. It's like, it's a kind of a thankless task though, because unless they were doing something bad, I don't think you're going to notice it from performance to performance, really, are you? Like you told me at the end of Freddy vs. Jason, when he's walking out of the lake with the head, that's a different guy. Like,
You didn't know.
yeah, I had no idea.
Wait, he's,
obviously I didn't have any idea.
He's bringing a different energy to the
yeah,
show.
exactly.
No, I think also with these films, there's a lot about like the direction
Yes,
and
definitely.
how the stalking or the kills are shot that determines how great you think that Jason or Michael or Freddy. Well, Freddy's slightly different, obviously.
Yeah.
But how that mass killer is.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
So we're going to give best kill to Alice, controversial, in the original Friday the 13th, the beheading of Pam. Best survivor, Ginny from Friday the 13th Part 2. Not controversial, I don't think. No. Really. And
we'll
then,
find out, mate. I don't think.
and then best Jason doesn't go to Kane Hodder. It goes to, what was the guy's name?
CJ Graham.
CJ Graham from Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. That's some good shit, man.
Right, Gavin, 1 week to go.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've been doing this podcast for 12 weeks now.
Yeah.
We have collected a bunch of do's and don'ts to take with us. I just want to see, before we end this episode, how many you actually remember. So do you want to start with what we've learned from people that have died, from victims? These are what not to do.
What not to do.
So they all begin with a don't.
A don't.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Don't.
Oh, yeah, good. Easy. Don't.
Anyone. You can start with anyone if you want. You can start with last week's one. If you want.
Don't make Jason themed food, but you were allowed to eat it.
Correct. That's what we learned in week 9.
Week 9 was
Jason
it?
Goes to Hell.
Oh, God, okay. What else? Interesting.
Oh, not in Jason Goes to Hell, actually.
Ace. Interesting. What else did we learn? Lessons. Don't play Strip Monopoly.
Correct. We learned that in week 1.
Don't.
And Friday the 13th.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't. What else? Well, things that we learned. Interesting.
I will take the list with us, just so you know.
Yeah, that is good. Okay. Yeah, I don't. So that was number 1.
That's number 1. And Jason themed food was from Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell. Okay. So what did we learn from number 2? I don't remember. What did we learn from number 2?
Should I just read them out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't play strip Monopoly. Don't skinny dip.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Skinny dip.
If you get there
thing
next
is, I
week
want a skinny
and you're
dip. That's the
straight
thing.
off,
Yeah.
Don't be rude to shopkeepers
Yeah, my favorite.
or anyone in the shop.
Or
We
anyone
added
in
that
the
last
shop,
week.
yeah.
Don't leave the bathroom door unlocked.
I
Remember that.
Remember that one.
Don't be annoying.
Don't be annoying.
Don't get lost.
Get lost.
Don't have birthday party paraphernalia with you.
Knew that.
Don't throw someone into Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
Remember that, because I'm going with you.
Yes.
Okay? Don't make Jason themed food, but we can eat Jason themed food.
Perfect.
Don't punch Jason, because he'll
Yeah.
punch your head off.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a dickhead to your partner.
Yeah.
Don't take weed to Camp Crystal Lake.
Don't do it.
Remember that.
Don't do
For
it.
next week, we're
Absolutely,
at Virgin
yeah.
Checkout.
Yes. Well, it is legal here though.
We sure?
No.
Okay. Right. And then, should we recap the list of what we learned from the survivors?
Yes.
So these are what to do. Now, do you want to take a shot?
yes, I do. What to do?
These are things you need to learn, or things we should be doing while we're there.
Learn some knots.
At least 3.
At least 3.
You on that?
I know a reef knot. I know the shoe knot. Over and in and
Well,
out. That's
bunny-
what shoe tying's all about.
Bunny ears.
Yeah, if you want to call it bunny ears, that's fine. And I'm working on a sheep shank. That's what I'll be doing mostly on the plane. But I don't know how much rope I'm allowed to take on a plane. So learn 3 knots.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Any others?
Yes, we've got to learn 3 knots. We've also make an impact.
Make an impact, correct. Number 3.
Go to a bar for most of the night.
Like Ginny and
Yeah.
Paul did.
Yeah, they knew. Take occult books. Take an occult book.
Correct. We learned that from Tommy in Jason Lives.
We did.
You've got 4 here.
Learn how to do a fireman's lift,
Correct.
which I can do.
From a new beginning.
I can do that. So
Good.
that's good.
You've got pretty much you've got 5.
You've got the normal ones.
Yeah, you've got 5 essentially.
All right. What's the other ones?
Bound.
Bound.
Coastal Lake.
Yes, of course.
Learn telekinesis.
Yes, that's the one I have people.
That's a tricky one. Take a horror pen.
Oh,
Take the Necronomicon.
Yeah.
I think that's linked to Master of the Occult.
Yeah.
Don't lose your head. Drug him.
That's good. Yes. Yeah.
Hypnosil. And number 12, no pointless remakes.
No pointless remakes. Good.
So if you're going to remake anything, have a point.
Wow.
So,
Are we ready?
I am.
Yeah.
Are you?
Gotta be ready, haven't we? Like we're flying we're flying tomorrow.
Shipping out.
Ship it out. I'm excited, man. Like we've come on this journey. I feel like we've learned a lot. I'm ready to put Friday the 13th to bed at the bottom of Camp Crystal Lake.
Well, I'll meet you
Yeah.
at Virgin Check-In at Heathrow on Wednesday the 11th.
Let's do it.
The boy, is he dead too?
Ma'am, we didn't find any boy.